Three families, three similar stories about their experience at a Wichita dental clinic.
Tonight, Fact Finder 12 investigates small smiles after a Wichita family came to us wanting answers. They say the clinic did unnecessary dental work, didn't tell them what was going to happen, and traumatized their little girl. And as Fact Finder 12 investigator Michael Schwenke found, they're not alone.
It just feels like they stole something precious from you.
Jason and Naomi Pinkston called Fact Finder investigators shortly after taking their 4-year-old daughter Ariel to the dentist. They say they knew right away something wasn't right.
I feel like they took my advantage of my daughter to make a profit.
All you have to do is Google these guys and you get page after page of horror stories. I mean, it felt like a nightmare.
That nightmare, as Jason describes it, is a work Small Smiles performed on Ariel. These are before and after pictures. Ariel's baby teeth were showing signs of decay, so Small Smiles ground them down and put crowns on them. But the Pinkstons say their problems began before any work was performed.
She didn't explain anything to me about, why it would be important to Ariel to have crowns, whether it would, if we didn't do it, what would happen, what our other options could possibly have been, what a crown was. Absolutely nothing.
We don't know if the work was necessary. It's too late to get a second opinion. Her teeth are gone. We can tell you 4 of Ariel's front teeth that were crowned by Small Smiles will have to be pulled. We wanted to talk to Small Smiles about Ariel's dental work, but instead were referred to a company in Washington, D.C. Spokesperson Don Meyer tells us the clinic thinks Ariel's treatment plan was appropriate, but the execution was less than ideal. And because of what happened, dentists in the Wichita clinic will seek continuing education.
What we're finding is that some of our dentists may require some extra training on what's called a new smile crown.
Although Small Smiles markets exclusively to children, we found none of the dentists here have pediatric qualifications. They are trained only as general dentists. We also had the chance to talk to several pediatric dentists in the Wichita area. All tell us the same thing, that they've received many patients from this clinic. One dentist says he's received more than 200. Patients like Shelby Meish's daughter, Amaya.
She's terrified to see the dentist. Still, every time we go, I have to really talk her into it, and she's scared to go in.
Like the Pinkstons, Shelby doesn't feel her options were explained, and Small Smiles ended up pulling 6 of Amaya's teeth.
No, they didn't tell me they were going to be pulling all those teeth. I was under the impression they were going to be putting crowns on the back teeth and just pulling the 2 in front.
Another dentist had to perform corrective work. Then there is Stacy Luthi and her daughter Emma, who contacted us after learning we were working on the story.
They informed me that they had a harness that they put the kids in that kind of restrains them, but they made it sound like that was like real routine, no big deal.
Stacy wasn't allowed to be in the room with her daughter when they went to Small Smiles about 2 years ago.
About, I'm going to say maybe 20, 30 minutes later, they came out. They said she had been throwing up. They brought her to me. She was screaming. She was just horrified. She was in tears.
Like Ariel and Amaya, Emma also had to have corrective work performed. The teeth Small Smiles crowned fell out, leaving her with this smile until her permanent teeth come in. The parents say all 3 girls now have to be sedated to even visit the dentist.
She'll never ever be unafraid of a dentist in her life again, which alone is horrible because it's such an important thing to do.
It's like an auto repair shop. You go in and they try and add a couple things to your bill that maybe could be done, but it's not crucial, and they up the bill on you and take advantage of your ignorance.
That's why the Pinkstons came to us, to at the very least encourage other parents to ask the questions they didn't. Now, you heard me say we did talk to other dentists, but fear of being sued by a large company kept those dentists from going on camera, which raises another question. State law requires dental offices to be locally owned. The company we talked to says it serves as a management company, and Small Smiles is owned by a local dentist. We should also point out the State Dental Board is investigating that issue and the Pinkstons case.
And Michael, you said the company has made some changes.
Yeah, I do want to point out 3 changes. It now allows parents to go back with children. That was made almost 2 years ago. Dentists have now gone through more training on the use of those restraints and now has an 800 number for parents to call with any concerns or complaints.
All right, thanks, Michael. If you've had an experience with Small Smiles, let us know. Go to kwch.com for a live chat with Michael until 11 o'clock tonight. We've also set up a section for your feedback. And don't forget to contact our Fact Finder 12 investigators if you have something you want them to look into.
Email them at investigators@kwch.com or call 831-6166.
Dozens of calls and emails, and new tonight word that a Fact Finder 12 investigation leads to the review of a dental clinic for children. Last night, our investigation looked into claims of questionable treatment at Small Smiles. Since then, more parents come forward saying the same thing happened to their children. And because of our story, the clinic is reviewing its operations. Here's Fact Finder investigator Michael Schwenke with the latest.
I feel like they took advantage of my daughter.
We told you their stories. The question now, what happens next? 3 Wichita families told us about their experiences with Small Smiles Dental Clinic, accusing the clinic of performing unnecessary dental work, not explaining procedures, and traumatizing their little girls.
Maybe 20, 30 minutes later, they came out. They said she had been throwing up. They brought her to me. She was screaming.
In all 3 cases, corrective work was performed. After the story aired, feedback poured in. On the phone and online, more than 100 viewers, many of them parents who say they had similar experiences.
She was actually put and strapped down into a bed, and when she came out, she had marks around her neck and the back of her neck.
Dozens of people joined our live online chat room. One viewer wrote it was a nightmare for her family. Another said their son was traumatized by the clinic. Although most comments were negative, there were a few responses like this viewer, who says she's never had a problem with the clinic. Small Smiles is also reacting. In a statement, the clinic said Wichita families regularly express high levels of satisfaction. However, based on the story aired by Channel 12, an internal review of standards, quality, and compliance has been initiated at the Wichita clinic. The Kansas Dental Board is also aware of the story and all the feedback from parents. It tells me that it wants parents with concerns to file official complaints so the board can investigate.
You can find a link to the Kansas Dental Board on our website at kwch.com. You can also call the Dental Board at 785-296-6400.